All right, team. So we have our self-esteem life skill training. We are on our 4th week of doing our life skills. Before we get started, I would love to hear something from everyone that you enjoyed this past week. What was your favorite part of your week? Raise your hand and then I'll unmute you, okay? Miss Haley's hand went up right away. Go ahead.
My favorite part of this week was getting to open my advent calendar.
You opened up your advent calendar? That is so exciting. That's awesome. I'm sure you're going to learn a lot this advent season too. Who else would like to share something that was their favorite part of their week? Miss Jordan, she's got her hand up. Go ahead, ma'am.
Because my elf came.
Your elf came? That is so exciting. What's your elf's name?
Trixie.
Trixie the elf. I really like that name. My elf's name is Tingles. Tingles the elf. He's been coming ever since I was a little girl. Aiden's got his hand up. Go ahead, Aiden.
Mine's is kind of the same as Jordan's, except I am just really excited every day. I wake up and I am anticipating what he's doing. And today he had a special spin the wheel, and I spun it 3 times. And once it gave me, he's telling me to do a craft, and 2 of them were surprises. They were Lego minifigures.
Oh, wow. Okay, so the spin wheel has like a prize attached to it.
Well, he has bags next to it, and it says, pick a surprise, pick a candy, pick a craft. Yeah.
Oh, cool. That is so cool. Thank you for sharing that, Aiden. That's really awesome. You have a really cool elf.
Thank you. His name's Chippy.
Chippy the elf. Very cool. Thanks, Aiden. Who else would like to share their favorite part of their week? Oh, we got hands up from Miss Julie, it looks like. Miss Julie, do you know how to unmute yourself? There we go.
My favorite part about the weekend was I went to the hospital, and it feels good that it's all done because it really hurt at first, and it feels really good after it was done.
Thank God. That is so awesome. So you're feeling good now?
Mm-hmm.
Good. I'm glad you're home with your family. That's really exciting news. Thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Who else would like to share something special about their week? We've heard from almost everybody. Miss Tanya, good morning. Is that your name? Thank you for joining our life skills meeting today. All right, would anyone else like to share something special about their week before we move on with our training?
It's unmuted already, Gabby. Hi, this is actually Mr. Gabriel.
Gabriel, good morning, Gabriel.
Morning.
How are you today?
Good.
Good. Would you like to share anything special about your week? Anything that was something that you did that was cool or something favorite about your week?
First day of my week.
No, it's not.
What? It's Saturday.
Well, today is the first day of my weekend.
Yes. School week, check. We are on the weekend. That is absolutely correct, Gabriel. Good point. Thank you for sharing. All right, team. So last week with Mr. Pizzillo, we learned about what we see with our life skill of self-esteem. So we're going to do a little bit of a review, and I'm going to share my screen. That way we can look at the life skill book together. Okay. Sharing in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. All right. So last week we learned about the life skill of self-esteem, and level 1 is what we see. So let's do a little quick review about what we see before we move on to our next section today. So with what we see, the first thing that we always focus on is what we see and we think about ourselves. So last week, Mr. Pizzillo practiced with you guys some daily affirmations. Can you guys raise your hands if you've been practicing your affirmations? Has anyone been doing them? Oh, we got hands up, Miss Kelsey. Very good, Haley and Jordan. Awesome. Well, if you weren't here for last week's life skill training, I would love to practice a few affirmations now. So everyone get ready. We're going to use our hands, we're going to use our voices, and we are going to repeat after me. Ready? Number 1, everyone say, I am strong. Awesome. All right, next one, say, I am smart. Very good. Third one, ready? Say, I am loved. Very good. All right, fourth one, say, I am important. Awesome job. And last one, everyone say, I have purpose. Good job, guys. So the important part about practicing daily affirmations is just, helping your mind see the world in a little bit more of a positive way, and also speaking kindly to yourself. So please make sure that you're using kind words when you are looking at yourself. Then we also learned with Mr. Pizzillo what we see and what we think about others. So someone else beside yourself could be a family member, it could be your teacher at school, it could be your friends, it could be someone in the workplace, and we learned about that last week. And we also learned about what we see as society. Society, our community, the people that are surrounding us, and all of our local businesses and all of our local learning institutions. And lastly, we learned about what we see and what we think about the world. So our world is pretty big. Just out of curiosity, has anyone, raise your hand if you've ever traveled outside of the United States? Has anyone traveled outside of the United States? We've got a few hands up. We got Aiden, Kelsey, Haley, you too. Awesome. So obviously we really can't do that right now because of COVID. But when the world starts to open back up again, once we get the virus under control, the world is really a beautiful place to visit and see and expand, just our traveling and our thoughts and perspective on outside of our home country of the United States. So if you ever get the opportunity to travel one day, maybe even when you're a little bit older, I highly recommend it because it's really important to learn about other people's cultures and how different parts of the world operate. So that was what we learned last week. So this week, we are moving on. Oh, I just saw that Aiden commented. Aiden went to Canada. Oh, that is so cool. And Saeed said he went to Africa before. I have never been to Africa or Canada before, so thank you guys for sharing. If anyone else wants to drop in the chat where they've traveled outside of the United States, that would be really cool too. Thank you guys for sharing that. All right, team, moving on to what we are learning about this week, which is level 2 of self-esteem, and that is what we say, what we say. So let's start reading. Okay, what we say. Quote, so much is a man worth as he esteems himself. Francis Rabelais. What we say to ourselves. To achieve and maintain a high level of self-esteem, we must always communicate with ourselves using empowering words, kind of like the affirmations that Mr. Pizzillo taught us last week. Because we love and care for ourselves, the comments we make about ourselves can make us feel proud and better. People with high self-esteem never use words that diminish them or anybody else. One of the best habits we can learn is the habit of positive self-talk. Those are our affirmations that we practiced before. The only way to create this habit is through repetition. Here are some examples of positive things we can say to ourselves. All right, let's all say them together. Everyone say, I am a genius. All right, good. Next one, say, I'm capable. Number 3, say, I am loved. And last one, say, I'm fun. Everything we do should always be fun. Nothing should ever be boring. Would anyone like to read the next paragraph for everyone? Aiden would like to read. Okay, Aiden, you're gonna start with even when, okay?
Even when it comes to our physical appearance, we must embrace our features. When we have good, high self-esteem, we say things like, my hair looks good, I look great, or I am in excellent shape. We must never sabotage ourselves with demeaning words. Once we get into the habit of speaking positively, uplifting feelings will flow as a result.
2 claps for Aiden. Good job. Nice job reading.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir. Thank you for volunteering to go first. So what Aiden just read about is, really viewing and saying positive things to ourselves, whether it's from the inside or the outside. Because our brain on the inside is one thing with what we're saying, but then there's also our physical appearance, and everybody looks a little bit different. So what I would love for everyone to do is in the chat, I would like everyone to write one compliment we could make about people's physical appearance. What's something that we could compliment about someone's physical appearance? Good morning, Matthew. Thank you for joining our life skills training today. Good morning, Michael. Thank you for joining us today. All right, let's open up our chat and see some compliments that we could write about other people's appearance. Let's see, we can be strong. Absolutely, we can say, you look strong. That is a very good compliment about someone else's appearance. Aiden said, you can tell someone that they have awesome hair. Jordan, I love that one. Jordan said, you have a very nice smile. I love that compliment. Aw, Saeed said to Eddie, I like your glasses. That's so sweet. That's very kind. Eddie's got a big smile on his face. Yes, Kelsey, we can tell each other that you are caring and we are caring. Love it. Haley just sent me a message and said, you're cool with the sunglasses emoji. You're cool too, ma'am. Thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna write a compliment in the chat too. Okay, what's a nice compliment I can leave for somebody? Let's see what Miss Lemoy is going to say. I said, you carry yourself with high self-esteem. It's a good compliment, especially when you can tell someone is having their shoulders back when they walk and their chin up with a big smile. I love all the compliments, guys. Keep them up. All right, I'm going to move on to the next part of what we say for our learning today. All right, we just practiced a little bit of this. What we say to others. Okay, I'll start with the first paragraph. The words we say and how we say them may enhance our self-esteem. We show that we have high self-esteem by speaking to our parents, teachers, mentors, and friends respectfully and in an appropriate tone of voice. So by tone of voice, I wonder if you guys know what that means. Let me practice. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys a few different tones of voices, okay? And you have to tell me what kind of tone you think they are, okay? What if I talk like this? What kind of tone is that? Do you know, Haley? Oh, I muted you by accident.
That is an upset tone.
Yeah, that's an upset tone. Good job. That's like an angry tone. We don't want to get angry tones from people. Try to go for happy tones. Okay, one more tone of voice. What if I talk like this? Anyone else? Jordan, go ahead.
More sad.
Sad, yes, very good. I was trying to communicate sad. That's a sad tone of voice. So when we carry ourselves with high self-esteem and we're talking to other people, we want to make sure we have a really good positive tone of voice or something that's appropriate for the situation. All right, moving on. When we feel good about ourselves and are confident of our abilities, we do not whine or we don't talk back. As adults or kids, our high self-esteem is shown by speaking openly and directly to our spouses, our parents, children, mentors, coworkers, employers, friends, and others. Using the appropriate tone of voice and uplifting words to communicate with others is very important. It shows how confident, positive, and aware of ourselves we are. Words are very important. Always have to think of the right words to use before you speak. When speaking to others, we must choose our words carefully, avoiding cursing. For example, because we feel good and we want others to feel the exact same way. All right, would anyone like to read the second paragraph for this one? Any volunteers? Oh, I see a hand up. Let's see, I can't see your names right now, but I know I just talked to Julia earlier. I'm going to unmute you. You have a yellow.
My name is Charlie.
My name is Charlie.
Charlie, love it. Do you have a Pikachu shirt on?
Uh-huh.
Very
Yeah.
cool. All right, Charlie, can you read the paragraph that starts with people with high levels?
Yeah. So
We don't know.
You want to give it a try? If not, that's okay. You want to give it a try? No? Okay, that's all right. You can just listen. I know, that's okay.
why you read it?
All right, would anyone else like to read the second paragraph? Miss Haley, you want to give it a go? Okay, you can unmute yourself. Go ahead.
People with high levels of self-esteem are a positive influence in the lives of others. Self-esteem is contagious. If we feel good about ourselves and only see things as positive, our perception will encourage others to feel the same way. A way to help increase their self-esteem is to point out their positive attributes. We are aware that what we say and the way we say it
Can build others up.
can build others up or destroy them.
Mhm.
Our self-esteem is enhanced when we share our knowledge, support, praise, or unconditional love with those around us. What we say to others can be very powerful. Simple phrases like, "How can I help you? Would you like to join me? I'm so glad you're here. I love you so much. And please forgive me," create a feeling of well-being, safety, and confidence.
Very good. 2 claps for Haley. Nice job. Very good job reading. Okay, last 2 paragraphs. We can empower others, especially children, with our words. Children often believe that they can accomplish anything, and adults and other kids can nurture their high self-esteem by taking care not to discourage them when they challenge themselves. Just like at Mastery, when we challenge each other in class, whether it's virtually or in person, challenge is good for us. It helps us to grow. And as you guys know, we're all a big positive environment, so we help each other out. Perhaps the most uplifting statement we can make to another person is, "Yes, I can." Hey, we say that in class all the time. As children with high self-esteem, we communicate with our parents, siblings, and other family members respectfully. We also avoid picking on other kids and putting them down. Wow, this is a really important page with what we say to others. So earlier, we practiced compliments that we can give to people about their appearance or about who they are as a person. So some other things that we can practice is saying these simple phrases like earlier. How can I help you? Would you like to join me? I'm so glad you're here. I love you so much. Please forgive me. Those are all nice things that we can practice saying to each other that are positive and that aren't going to hurt other people. All right. So what I would like to do for an exercise for this page of the book, in the chat, what I would like to do is if everyone could send a private message, just pick one person, it could be one other person, and I want you to say something nice about that person directly. So go right ahead. I'm going to also pick somebody and private message them directly. And we're just going to say something nice to them. It could be a compliment. It could Ask them if they need anything, if they need any help. You could ask them how their day is going. Let's see. All right, I'm going to type my message now, guys. Send a nice, uplifting, positive message to somebody else privately that's in our group. And I'll add a smiley face and send. All right, guys, I sent my message, so we're going to go back to reading the next page of our life skill book. Okay. Number 3, what we say to society, moving along with what we say. We must express our gratitude to all the people who contribute to our society. This one's really important, such as teachers, police officers, firefighters, doctors, and of course, our parents. They instill good habits in us and encourage and support us. To them, we must say, thank you. They are the heroes of our society. We also contribute to society by showing tolerance and respect for others and taking responsibility for our actions. Having high self-esteem, we become involved in the society in which we live. For children, this means that we speak up in school and with our friends about important subjects. Participating in class at school, speaking nicely about our friends, and talking in front of a group are some ways children can demonstrate high self-esteem. So just like in class, when we practice leadership and we get up in front of sometimes 1, sometimes 2 friends in class, and sometimes the whole class. Raise your hand if you've ever practiced speaking in front of the class before. Everyone should have their hands up because you guys are mastery students. Morning, Mr. West. Great to have you hop on our meeting today. All right, so we practice leadership and public speaking here at Mastery. Moving along, let's see. As adults, we can be active citizens in our communities, speaking at PTA meetings, religious groups, and philanthropic organizations. This way, our voice is used to its fullest potential. We can also become advocates of worthy causes and speak for what we believe in. So for an example of a worthy cause, I know that recently at Mastery, we just did a food drive donation in all of our schools. Raise your hand if you were able to participate in the food drive. Anyone give back? That's awesome. Jordan and Haley, love it. Aiden, you too. That's a worthy organization. Gabriel, you too. That's awesome, sir. What we all did was we helped someone or multiple families in need that maybe couldn't put a Thanksgiving dinner on the table this year. And so just know that all of you, by taking that action and helping out for the food drive, you all helped a family have a really happy Thanksgiving dinner. So that was very sweet of everybody. All right, last but not least, when we practice what we say, the last level of self-esteem is what we say to the world. People with high self-esteem understand that they can make a difference, not only in the lives of those around us, but also in the lives of those in other countries. Like we talked about earlier about traveling. I saw that Miss Haley or somebody else had added they went to Paris. That's pretty cool. I'd like to go to Paris one day. So we can speak on behalf of groups that work in other parts of the world to help those who are less fortunate. Just like when we helped people locally with our food drive, there's other ways we can help people all around the world that are less fortunate than us too. We can use our voice to influence the law and decision makers of our country. They in turn can affect what happens in other parts of the world. Together, world leaders make decisions about things that affect our planet and also our environment. And we can speak out and vote on issues relative to its preservation. Our high self-esteem inspires us to speak out for the things we believe in and vote. The changes we help bring about enhance our self-esteem and reinforce our understanding of how important we really are in the world. So as most of you might know, I know some of you are still a little young, but we recently just had an election, and some of you might learn in school how the voting process works in the United States. Did anyone see their parents come home one day with a voting sticker? Anyone have a voting sticker one day? I had my voting sticker. Kelsey voted, love it. Awesome. Great, guys. So today we learned about what we say to ourselves, to each other, to society, and then beyond us is to the world. So I have a fun exercise that I want to see you guys do for your self-esteem life skill homework this weekend. But before we get to that, I do want to see us all practice the pillars of self-esteem that we learned on week number 2. Okay, so what I'm going to ask everyone to do right now is get up. We're going to give ourselves plenty of room so we can practice our pillars. And then I'm going to give you guys some fun homework before we sign off for the weekend. Okay? All right. Push my chair aside. Okay, guys, we're going to go back to the main screen and stop sharing our life skill booklet. Okay, all right, it looks like everybody's up out of their seats and we're ready to practice our pillars of self-esteem. Okay, everyone pretend to grab your belt. Everyone say, self-esteem is the joy of being myself. Very good. All right, repeating after me, hands on your hips, say confidence, positive attitude, self-awareness. Good, say accountability. Very good. Gratitude, generosity, bow, say humility. And last but not least, hands over your heart, forgiveness. Good job. All right, let's put them all together. All right, I want to see gallery view. That way everyone's doing their moves right. Okay, remember when we practice our pillars, we want to have our strong voice match our strong body. The goal is to get both of them to match. That way they're strong and they're congruent. And congruent means the same. Okay, so we're going to go through all the pillars together and then we're going to unmute and all do them at the same time. Okay, so let's practice one more time. Everyone say confidence, positive attitude, self-awareness, accountability, gratitude, generosity, humility, forgiveness. Good job. All right, let's unmute. I unmuted everyone. You might have to unmute yourselves for this.
They share me the name.
Ready?
Yes, everybody. All right, ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
Confidence,
Confidence.
positive attitude, self-awareness,
Self-awareness.
Accountability.
gratitude,
Generosity.
humility,
Humility.
give yourselves a round of applause. Good job. There you go, team. All right, I'm gonna mute everybody now, and we are going to go over our homework assignment for self-esteem. Okay, can everyone hear me again? Awesome, we got thumbs up. All right, so I have some fun things right here beside me, and I'm going to explain how your self-esteem challenge homework for this weekend works. Okay, so we learned all about this week what we say to ourselves, to others, to society, and to the world. And one of the things that we might not be able to practice face-to-face right now is being able to say thank you to important people in our community. So for example, some people are virtual learning from home for school, and a lot of adults are working from home at this time, so they might not be in the office or with all the rest of their coworkers, okay? So here's my assignment for you guys. What I want you to do is write a thank you note, and you get to pick the person that you give it to. So for example, I have these cute little Post-it notes that I keep at home. So if you want to, you could say thank you to somebody in your house. So it could be your grandparents, could be your parents, it could be a sibling, and you can leave them a cute little sticky note, okay? That's option 1. Or you might need some help from mom and dad if you are a child tuning in today for the second one. But if you'd like to, what you could do is say thank you to somebody in your community. So for example, if you want to, you could grab an envelope and a piece of paper, and you could write a thank you note and send it to our local police station, You could send it to your local firefighter station. Maybe you could send it to a hospital and say, thank you. Julie, that could be cute for you because you just came home from the hospital and you're doing good. So maybe you could write a thank you note to the doctor that helped you out or one of the nurses that helped you out. So that's your assignment for this week, guys, okay? To practice self-esteem and what we say to each other in our community, okay? So raise your hand if you think you're going to give a thank you note to someone in your house. Okay, I love it. Raise your hand if you think you're going to write a little thank you letter to someone in your community. I love that one a lot too. Okay, so I cannot wait to hear about everyone's thank you notes that you guys send over the weekend and over the course of next week up until our next life skill training on Saturday. I am reading all of your kind private messages to me now. Michael, thank you so much for complimenting my shirt. It is a Mastery polo. I appreciate that, sir. Thank you so much. All right. I hope everyone had a little bit of time to read their private messages that we sent to each other earlier about kind words we can say to each other. And I appreciate everyone that tuned in for our meeting today. I hope everyone has an awesome weekend, and I will see you guys next week for class.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.
Is the red button on the top the leave button?
Correct. That is right, Gabriel. Bye, guys.
Spelled leave.